Clayton, zoom in on the back of the trailer. That'll show how things have gone. Okay, one thing we're changing for this weekend, we're putting a new set of slicks on it. So we got the old ones taken off. They're still okay, but they're really old, so we'll use them as spares. In case something happens with a tire or something at the track, we'll have good spares. I always did have a spare set before, but the old spares were really trashy, just to get us by if we were, you know, running rounds. But new set of slicks, time to get them mounted. Another thing on our list for this weekend is to have a spare or a backup. I almost said spack up transmission for the hot rod. And Robbie, I think it was Robbie, sandblasted this when we built the other one. It's not perfect by any means, but I got most of the dirt off it. And she's pretty crusty inside, a lot of things cut off, broken on it, blah, blah, blah. But I'm gonna start tearing it apart. We have a new gear set and a new differential to go in this thing. So this will be a complete backup, fully dressed, ready to go in the car. I'm gonna weld the pinion brace on the inside. Do everything we need to do to modify this to make it fit, to make the gear set fit, just a couple little things inside. We don't really care about the internals of this at all. It looks real crusty, you guys will see it here soon. But the only thing we really are gonna use out of this transmission is the reverse gear. That's basically it, so let's tear it apart. Yeah, on the side of the road like an idiot.
So the worst part, this isn't even the race car trailer. This is
a trailer I borrowed.
The borrowed trailer where we're sleeping. On the side of the highway. Yeah, in the middle of nowhere, exactly.
Okay. Like that. It's very sharp. Okay. I say we just put that right back on the back of the trailer. And I don't think this is going to fit. All these times I watch YouTubers and their trailers blowing tires on the highway, and I'm like, man, how do all these guys blow trailers or tires all the time? Well, here's the time. Bart over there?
Yes.
I can't see him.
He's under the trailer.
Just keep go film, Bart. Be enhancing.
Oh, you want to try that?
Be enhancing.
Yeah, I do.
Bar time. Yeah, it'll be like now and go back. You think? Oh.
Just buy a trailer.
Did I just buy a trailer?
Oh god.
Clayton, zoom in on the back of the trailer. That'll show how things have gone. And I borrowed that trailer from my cousin or my uncle. I don't know who owns it. And I just spent the last hour digging, playing in shit from probably Travis. Anyways, we're here. We're here. And I think I'm gonna make a pass, but we are hours past where we wanted to be here today, so.
Yeah, we're trailing behind a couple hours, I think.
Couple hours, yeah.
But we're here, we're set up, got the camper, so we got a place to sleep. Trailer's all set up, generators.
Bart's in there, high as a kite.
Bart's in there, he's on common treats, he's just zooted. Look at him. He's not even close to it. His brain is vacant. But anyway.
So I'm gonna load a file and we're gonna try to make at least 1 or 2 runs tonight. We'll
3,
see.
let's do 3.
No, it ain't happening. Okay, this is the finish line. Here we are. Love it. First pass. This is the life lane. Look at this. Sucking at our job, but doing it in style.
And not getting paid.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, this is my job?
But we're trying to figure it out. And we got a lot of problems to fix tomorrow. As in transmissions.
Yeah, I didn't film any of that. Well, maybe somebody did, but
I
yeah.
filmed the clip when I was sitting at the finish line. Broken.
Yeah, that was a different problem, though.
Yeah. There's a few problems that we've stumbled upon. Looks like the transmission's hurt, and from Mega Tire Shake, which you'll see in the video. And then Clayton and Robbie forgot to drain the catch can.
Oh,
and
wait,
potentially
that was Connor.
There's an engine problem, so we
That
don't
was
know what
Connor.
the problem is with that. So we got a lot to look at tomorrow, and a lot of mess to clean up.
And a transmission
And a
to build.
transmission to rebuild. So
But the good news is,
the good
you
news
guys,
is
you guys are coming along.
Pepsi.
Pepsi,
Just
yeah.
plain old Pepsi.
Yeah.
New hotness 2025 2.2.
Okay.
See what we can break in this run.
Oh, yeah, we gotta fix the car before
We gotta get
use
to the
this.
track. So since we last updated,
We said that in the last clip.
there's been more Pepsi
Debates.
and debates and more scouring over the lugs.
Beep, poop, beeps.
And it's now 11:36 p.m. and it's time to go crash, I think.
5 more hours, we get to rebuild the transmission.
Can't wait. Yay, us! There you have it, another one destroyed. Just so you know, if you borrow people's stuff, guaranteed something's gonna happen. All right, I don't know what I filmed on the way home, but we had another blowout. I left the trailer. This is the next day. I left the trailer on this service road, literally in the middle of nowhere. And I left a note on it to let anyone know that we were coming back to get it. So here's the other side. Blew the tire and shreds the trailer apart, which is amazing design. So we had no other spares, so we had to leave it. So I'm about an hour away from the shop. So we got some spares. It's now the Monday, and we're gonna load this thing up, or sorry, get the tire swapped over, and finally get this home and end this disaster of a weekend. All right, we're back in the shop. I don't think I know we didn't end off our track adventure, so this is continuing on after that. Obviously, seeing we broke After further investigation, the catch can stuff was strictly due to our maintenance. We thought we were draining the catch can enough, and we were not. So it just constantly kept building up, building up, building up. We thought every time we were draining it, it was basically empty. Come to find out, it was nowhere close to empty. And that over time accumulated. The last run, we puked oil all down the side of the car, as you'll probably see in the video. When we came in from that run, I noticed the transmission had a weird sound to it. When we were looking the engine over and everything, Robbie noticed that there was gear oil on top of the transmission through the inspection hole. Once again, we cracked the case on the transmission. Not the end of the world, because I had a full transmission, gear set, everything that I could rebuild a transmission at the track. So we did a little bit of work that night, decided to look over the logs, and we were fixing the transmission in the morning. We started to pull everything apart, get the turbo kit off it, and when Clayton had pulled the wheel off of this side, we had noticed this awesome spindle to strut problem. And you guys that have been following along, we bent this one earlier on, or maybe last season or early this season, I don't even remember now. And I had fixed it. We kind of shaped it all back into place, and I put some gussets on the top and the bottom, but you can see it's trying to pull away from this. So this one was already jeopardized, so it doesn't surprise me that that had bent again. However, you can prepare to fix a transmission at the track, but to prepare for a bent strut is not something you would typically have on the cards. After also looking, this one has kind of started, oops, turn the mic around. This one's kind of started to do the same thing. So we have a fix for it that we're going to implement. We are supposed to race this weekend coming. We're supposed to race, I think, for the next 3 or 4 weeks straight, at least the next 3 weekends straight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this fixed in time, but this is all going to be part of this video with the last track day, because obviously we didn't have great success. The 60 foot was 1.6 something. We got some good data. Just things I'm doing wrong. I need to add a little bit more slip to the clutch so that I don't hammer the transmission as much and take a little bit more power out of it. But we're getting to where we want to be so we can start doing some runs. The transmission thing, I think that's just based on how hard I'm hitting it. The strut issue could be part of it also, because the tire shook so bad, which you would see in the video, and even from the previous event. We shook the tires really hard in it as well, which also could have contributed to breaking the case. Either way, I'm going to continue on, fix these problems, and get this car down the track the way we want it to. So we got to take the struts out. I think we're going to, I might, for the sake of time, I might just buy another set of front struts just to get it in the car so we can run at the next event. But we plan on building a sleeve, kind of like how a Mark IV strut would slip down into the spindle. We're going to build a sleeve that'll go over that strut, be stronger, and hopefully prevent this from happening. I think it primarily happened when we were bogging the car so bad, and all that energy had to go somewhere. The tires grip so hard when it's bogging and putting all that power through it. Now that we're past that and spinning and stuff, either it was already jeopardized, it was already jeopardized, and it's just showing its signs now after a few more launches, just getting weak again, or the tires shake. It's hard to say what happened. Is the tire shake because of that, which I think it probably is, and did it just bend over time because it was already weak? Either way, we're going to try to fix it. The transmission's not a big one. We can fix that easily enough. The struts are the major concern, so this one's not that bad, but the other one, as you've seen, is terrible. This is one thing that we thought of doing. Clayton had already designed this up. I don't think we're going this route because it's a little more complex that I want to get into right now, but this is essentially, the spindle will go in here, and this would pinch it in the back. We'd build these pieces out of steel, and obviously that would make it a lot beefier, probably make them a little bit longer. I don't think we're gonna do something like that. I think we're gonna, I'm gonna make a sleeve, basically a piece of pipe, and we'll weld some gussets on it, just to try to strengthen it all up and slide over it. And then also, if we ever have any issues, or if it starts to bend, we can just easily replace this piece. I don't think I want to get into machining anything. Maybe long-term we'll do something. I don't think tons of people have problems like this. It's kind of a unique scenario that we're trying to overcome on this car. But this is an idea that we've chucked around, but I think we're going to go basic approach, some pipe, make it nice and strong, weld some gussets, and get it on the strut. Probably showed already the broken transmission. There's where we broke it, cracked. We got the gear set all apart. I had the ends drilled and tapped so we can retain this better, which we should have done in the first place. However, we bit ourselves in the butt by just trying to run the clip. Tire shake knocked that off and is what caused this to all break. So we got a few transmissions in the works here. I've already welded on pinion braces on these two bow housings. They're all cleaned up, ready to be assembled. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a cleanup here, organize the old gear set. I'm building 2 complete dog boxes so that I have a spare. So new differential and a complete new gear set. This is all the old stuff, obviously, but we're going to clean up a little bit and get set up so I can build both of these at the same time. All right, this is a perfect example of just things don't go as planned. I had intended and had on the schedule to get the 2 transmissions built, one of them back in the car, and essentially have the car up and running by end of day yesterday. Well, you seen I had set up to build the transmissions, and there's still one's kind of half done and the other one's not even assembled yet. It's just been endless problems, one after another, redoing stuff. One thing that got messed up is the cases that I had put in the mill to machine out the center. I had done these a few times and I thought I had them out enough, and I didn't. I had to take them back and recenter them in the mill to do the centering, or to mill out the center here. And then we had issues with assembly on the stack. This is the one that I had always been using, just with the new 3rd and 4th on it. And I had to take it all apart to get this drilled and tapped. And when we were reassembling it, one of the races didn't go down quite all the way. So we had to take it all back apart again. It's just been one thing after another, but I'm going to have this one together here very, very shortly now that all the issues have been found. And then the new transmission, I will pick away at that once I got this in the car, because the top priority, it's now Thursday. We're hoping to potentially run tomorrow evening or probably Saturday at this point, but the car doesn't have a transmission in it, and we still need to align it and do a whole bunch of other stuff. So we got a lot to do. Time to get to it. All right, one's done. That's all it's getting for now. I have to find the ring gear bolts to assemble this one, but we can at least get this one in the car finally, get it back in operation. All right, I can't make this stuff up. Since the last clip in this video, the car has been back together, meaning we finished the transmission, we got the car all back together, we brought it to the track, we got 4 passes on it, well technically 5, but the last one was an absolute disaster. We brought the car home, drove it on the trailer, drove it in the shop. Everything is good. We have an event this weekend, and I wanted to check the thing over. I noticed some fluid in the bottom of the catch pan, which is over there. And we scoped it, looked everything over, looked like the case was cracked. Can't believe this, but I have it apart, and it's cracked again. Just a small crack, not typically where it usually would be, but that's not even the major problem. You can see the input shaft is twisted. So my spare transmission is no longer a spare, and I have to assemble the new one. So I don't know what it is with this car. The last car we had, exact same Mark III, I cracked one case the entire time I had that car. And there was a lot of learning on it. We had endless 1.560 foots, primarily with 1.560 foot pretty much any time. And this car, for whatever reason, maybe something's been going on with this gear set. I don't know, maybe I heard it. I have no idea, but I cannot keep a transmission together in this thing. It's Wednesday. We're supposed to race Saturday for sure, maybe Friday. I have to get this new transmission case back together, or new transmission and case together. The major issue was I can't find my ring gear bolts for this Pelican differential, so I didn't assemble it. So I got to take apart this one to get the ring gear bolts off it, or the whole entire differential to get this one together. So here I go tearing this one apart, and I'll get the new one, which is the case down here, together. All right, here we are. We got the transmission back in. This is just a roller coaster of emotions the last week. It's been brutal. So fix the transmission problem yet again, get it in the car, do an oil change, and we find some metal in the pan, in the filter. I've noticed a little bit of metal in this before, and I checked the bearings. I replaced some bearings way back. You'll see videos previously where I did that. But I was always kind of suspicious of why I'm seeing little bits of aluminum in the engine, which made no sense. There wasn't really any signs of bearing wear on any of the bearings. We took the pan off, and I finally found the problem after all this time. And it was slowly picking away at it. So if you look up there, actually if you look there, the bottom of the sleeve where it's ground down for clearancing the rod, on this one, the sleeve has moved and it has been slowly chewing away at the connecting rod. So every oil change, there's been slightly more and more oil because it's obviously started chewing away at the corner. And then now it's getting progressively worse. So luckily I found the problem. We don't have a bearing issue, but I obviously can't run it like that. So the sleeve is shifted. I would assume this is a machining problem. Anyway, so that's going to end it for this season. So we're supposed to be racing tomorrow. We're supposed to be racing this weekend. It's Friday, so tomorrow. I came in this morning just to check the mains because all the rod bearings look good, and I happened to finally see that. We're supposed to race this weekend. We're supposed to race next weekend. Anyways, that's going to be the end of it for this season for us. This is leaving on a very low note, not on a high note. Very frustrating. Clayton's took the day off today to help us get ready and get to the track. And here we are. It's a super bummer, but this is just a huge money pit as always. And Tristan said, build it, race it, break it, repeat. Well, we're on the break it part, so now we're going to spend the winter, rebuild, figure out what we're going to do with the block. This may be a scrapped item at this point, but I have a backup. We'll see if we can salvage this block, but we're going to spend the afternoon, take it apart. Maybe we'll do some time lapse of that, and that's going to end it for this one. Thanks everybody for the support. We'll have other happy content coming, but this one sucks. Bye.